I'm not happy with TikTok. But before we get started, do me a favor, go hit that subscribe button, hit the little bell icon, and just kind of be up to date with everything I post outside of everything I do on that platform. And before we get into it as well, I'm not quitting the platform. I'm not going to stop making videos for any reason whatsoever. This is just simply it's kind of been on my mind for a while. So TikTok is toxic, but I kind of feel I always have to plug this part in here. So with that being said, let's get into it. Let's do it. And I'm not just saying this to be biased. I'm not just saying this because it might or may not be the reason why I was fired from my job. I'm not saying it because the algorithm isn't, in my favor right now. I'm not saying it for whatever reason might be, all right? I have an amazing community of about 600,000 people as of this moment of recording this video, and I love each and every one of them. But this kind of dawned on me the last couple of days. It's been becoming a lot more prevalent just with everything kind of going on in the world right now, as far as the social media world, and kind of how it's taking a toll on just everybody in general. So those who may or may not know me, I'm Call Me Cookum, aka just Cookum, but my friends call me Justin. It's kind of weird. I am a content creator, I guess you would say, on TikTok, and I make bar-related content because initially I started off as a bartender on the app, and I just kind of talked about the day-to-day things kind of going behind the bar and just kind of like the behind-the-scenes actions, and I tried to remain unfiltered, basically, just to kind of give you the real look of what it's like to be as a college bartender in a college university kind of area with a younger crowd and who's not really very forgiving. But more so recently than beforehand, I've slowly started to see kind of the light of what's been going on TikTok. And for a while there, I thought it was just me. I really did think it was just me. And I don't know if this is a good thing or bad thing, but I've started to realize that I'm not alone on this. And I don't know if that makes me happy or sad. Because for a while, I thought I was like the only one that was really battling with depression. And the platform itself and making videos has only been making it worse. Turns out, it seems like everybody else is going through the same problem. So I'm not alone. So it's like, yay, I'm not alone. But at the same time, I'm like, damn, a lot of people are in a bad position right now making content every day. And it seems like none of us are really getting any better. So I think for myself, part of my problem is that I'm considered, in my personal opinion, a full-time content creator now. So I make all of my income off of TikTok, donations, merchandise, other paid platforms such as Twitch, hopefully YouTube now. And there's this shadow kind of over you that you always have to do better than what initially brought you to the light of making content to begin with. Like that one video that really kind of popped you off. You always have to do better than your previous video. And it seems like what you put out is never going to be good enough. And I'm not sure if that's self-imposed or if that's just the nature of the reality behind making content every day really is. And I've been looking around. I've been trying to be kind of quiet about this too. I've been watching a lot of people that I don't tend to watch on social media. I've been watching a lot of people that like to put their information out there as much as possible. And I've realized something, and it's that there is no true right answer for anything that I just asked, or anything I just said, or anything that I'm really feeling right now. But there is one particular thing that's been going on that I feel as if everyone across every social media platform that really makes content is scared of, particularly TikTok, because of what it's done to the world. TikTok has really been bringing light to what is referred to right now as cancel culture. Nothing more than if you do one bad thing, and for the record, I'm not justifying anyone's actions here. I'm not trying to defend anybody. I'm not trying to protect anybody. I'm simply stating the fact that if you do one bad thing, regardless if it was true, if you're guilty of that bad thing or not, you are done forever. And even if you try to come back sometime later, try to reinvent yourself, or make or do everything right from here on out, the people will not allow you to come back from it. And not saying that I've done anything wrong, and hopefully I haven't. I'm scared of making that one wrong video, making that one wrong decision, having just one bad day of just something that I don't want to happen, and all of a sudden everything that I've worked for is gone. Like, how can you get over that? And that's the reality of this now, because the platform like TikTok has allowed for this kind of behavior to occur. I'm not saying that this kind of stuff can't happen on other platforms. By no means am I saying that. The way that TikTok works is unlike every other single platform out there. I mean, we look at this algorithm as if it's like a deity. It's like we have to please the algorithm in order for our videos to get traction, in order to get views. In reality, that's just not it. The reality is this. It's if you get a decent audience, if you get an audience that wants to watch your content, they will. And that's great. That's how it works on all their platforms. If you build a foundation, a good audience and you produce a good quality of service, good quality videos, you'll 100% have a following. That's just how it works. The way that TikTok works is this. If you follow somebody, you're following them for one of really two reasons. Either you really like their content, you want to see more, or you really don't like them and you want to make sure that they know that. I don't feel as if any other platform out there has this issue. You don't follow somebody on Instagram because you think they suck, because you don't like their content. If you don't like it, you don't follow them, you'll never see it. People on TikTok that will follow people out of spite of their content or what they're doing. Like, there could be a conspiracy going around and you follow that one person for the sole purpose of making sure that their day just will start to suck. And the negativity behind this platform is unreal. It's almost unbelievable, which goes to the reason why I decided to make this video today. After reading probably about 100 hate comments of everywhere from people trying to tell me to end myself and to go F myself and why are you doing this, why are you doing that, and I'm like, where is all this negativity coming from? I simply stated the fact that I wanted to make a Twitch channel. I kind of thought I was not necessarily entitled to that, but I thought I was in the position where I could make that decision for myself. I didn't know I needed the opinion of the masses of people I never heard before in order to make a decision for myself. And that goes to show how much power a random stranger has with just their words over somebody else. And there's a lot of people out there too that like will always have my back, that will support me, and I get that. I love them to death. Like, there's some great people in my Discord chat, which, by the way, if you have not joined my Discord already, feel free to join. All the information will be in the description below. It's a great community. We all hype each other up. We joke back and forth a lot too, and it's a really good group of people from across really the world at this point, of just a lot of support. So feel free to go check that out. But going back onto my point, the toxicity behind this app is only really there because TikTok allows for it. They allow for it because it allows for not only the negative aspects to kind of come to light, but the good as well. TikTok has a very distinct discoverability aspect behind it, where it allows essentially a nobody who's never posted before kind of come into fruition with the app itself, with content creating, and kind of really show what they're able to do. And you can't really just be found like that on other platforms very easily. You almost always need help from somebody else, an article, you have to already be famous, whatever. TikTok, anybody can do it, and that's the thing. That's the glory of it, and that's the good thing that TikTok has going for it. It pays my bills right now. I've been able to make some great friends in the process, but the toxicity of the app itself leads me to turn my phone off a few days out of the week, and I'm not even able to really open up the app to simply just engage with the people who I really enjoyed talking to, of just great people, because it's overshadowed by these negative people that just constantly bring down that of others. I get at least 100 messages a day, depending on how many videos I post. And I mean, if I make a viral video, I might get upwards of 4,000 to 10,000 comments in a single day, and I try to read all of them. And for my following aspect, for the most part, I would say they're overwhelmingly positive. They're forward, questions, comments, responses, and I love that. I love reading that. I love reading or responding to them. They're great people. It's so uplifting. At the same time, after a little while, when your video's been out there for a while, it starts being pushed to people who have never seen your videos before or who don't follow you. They start posting some negative things. They start reacting in a very downwards motion, and not in a constructive criticism kind of way. It's more of like something that's going to make you never want to post again kind of way. And I don't want to get into the exact details of it. It doesn't belong in this day and age. It really doesn't. Like, I know I spend a majority of my time just sitting in my room, just making content as best as I can, which some people might sit there and think they're like, oh, you only made that video in 30 seconds and you just posted it and you just went on with your day, right? There's a lot of work that goes into some of these videos. Side note, guys, I did this video entirely on the fly, obviously, because this is clearly not scripted at all, but this is really something I want to kind of put out there, really want to talk about, and I just kind of want y'all's opinion on this. So if you haven't already, make sure you follow me on other forms of social media. Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, Twitter, Discord. All my information will be in the description below. But I want to talk to you about this. I know I'm not alone on this, and I know that there's a lot of other people out there that are hurting significantly more than I am. This is not a pissing contest by any means. There's a lot of people that just don't know that I haven't really been happy or in a good spot in a while, and I'm working on it. Every time I start feeling as if I'm getting better, something else brings me down again, and it's been very tough for me. So I'm not really trying to be sad or bring anyone else down, but I just want you guys to kind of know what's been going on. This is not a cry for help. Like, I'm not gonna do anything bad. I kind of want to tell my story, and I really hope the wrong people don't hear this and they give me more crap because of it, because it's been really tough for me. I've definitely been alone. Like, I mean, I still have amazing people in my life that communicate with me every day, but it's been a while since I've had people reach out to me that I've known for a while and know of what's going on in my life, that are there as a friend and not just as a follower. And I know that sounds kind of weird, and it's kind of hard to describe it, but it's true. I have a lot of followers. I have a huge community, but I don't have a whole lot of friends anymore. I didn't have a very large friend group to begin with, but it's gotten even smaller. So I started on this app about 1.5 years ago, posting morning motivational videos. Every single morning, no matter what day of the week it was, whether it was raining, shining, snowing, whatever it might be, 8:22 every morning. I posted 8:22 because that's my birthday, is August 22nd, and it was just kind of a cool time for me. Why not? It was right before most people started their day, not all, but I mean, it just was a fun time for me to do that. Plus, if I got home late from the bar, I went to bed at 4 o'clock in the morning, I could wake up by about 8:22 and be all right for the rest of the day. It would be pretty simple. I would start off with, "What's up, everybody?" I would make about a 5-6 second long video, talk about as quickly as I can, usually a quote or just something uplifting enough to the point where I can get you mildly motivated throughout the day. And I would end with, "And with that being said, have a great day, all." And that was it. These videos would take me about 30 minutes or so in order to find a quote, a message to relay. I would caption it. I would post it on YouTube, which I think after about a year, about 2 years, I had about 30 followers or subscribers. Nothing to write home about, but I mean, I had it there. I posted every single day on TikTok. I think I had about 30 followers after about a year or so. Had no track. But then I started posting some other random videos on a different account, just kind of messing around. And I made a few viral videos. It was awesome having my first video hit 200,000. I had another video hit about 800,000 a few months later. And I had my first video hit 3 million a few months after that, over a doorbell. I got traction on my main account from posting about the Ring doorbell. I still can't believe it. You can't make this shit up. And then a few months after that, right before COVID hit last year, I started posting on my main account, Cookem, which is a long story on its own as far as how I got the name. I can talk about that in a different video. I always wanted to talk about bartend related stuff, but back then I was drinking a lot more, almost every single day. And I always wanted to do like a top 5 videos about something to do with bartending. I kept waking up hungover, late, and for the life of me, I couldn't do it. So I was like, one day I'm gonna just make this one video. I'm gonna call it 5 things. I'm gonna put it in a random order, but not quite random. I was like, I'm gonna make the first one the most like interesting, the middle one on a cliffhanger-ish, like kind of like the climax of the 5. And I'll make the last one, I'm gonna kind of cut it off a little bit so you have to feel as if you missed something and you have to rewatch the whole video to go back. So I did that. I posted the video and I went right to sleep. I was exhausted. I had a long day the night before of drinking, and it was just a rough day. Done. Video hit like 25,000. I'm like, awesome. I'm gonna do a part 2 tomorrow. I did hit about 30,000. I'm like, there might be something here. And the third video went viral with a million. Next one hit like another 30,000 or so, and then the 5th one hit 2 million. And this was 3 days before COVID really became a thing in the United States, at least in Maryland. I've been posting ever since. But during this time period, I realized now that I didn't realize then, is that I didn't really have the community around me initially, the following, the friends, really the people surrounding me that I wanted to at the time period, that was healthy enough for me to grow in the way I was in order to kind of really make a decent following with what I was doing. In reality, I started developing, I would like to think, just haters. I was mainly around my workplace and a few people that just my day-to-day life that weren't exactly happy at the fact that I was gaining traction on an app that was primarily used for dancing, I guess you would say. And I was being essentially bullied a lot. I mean, I'd hate to put it that way, but it's true. I got to the point where it was hard for me to show up for work. I didn't really enjoy waking up in the morning anymore, and I was just sad every day. And then COVID hit, and I was just sitting in my room doing this because it was the only thing I really had going for me at the time period. Had never felt more alone my entire life. I mean, I've been an introvert for most of my life. I mean, I enjoy not really being around others because you can't really upset other people when you're by yourself. And I know that's a weird way of looking at it, but it's true. So what I did is I started to develop this persona on TikTok. This, like not necessarily raging alcoholic, but this guy who likes to go out, drink, who is, a badass bartender who thinks he knows everything. He's super cocky. But then I'll go in my room and I'll sit there and play, League of Legends for 12 hours straight, and then drink like 2 Gatorades, eat some Fruit Loops out of the box, and just go right to bed. And that was a good day to me. And I started to kind of lose myself between these two personas, like the TikTok persona and then who I was as a person, like my day-to-day. I like to consider myself to be a rather calm, complacent, just kind of to myself kind of person. And then I would start going to work again. When we started opening up back up slowly, a lot of people around me weren't particularly happy that I had a following, that I was doing all this. They kind of disowned me in a way, which at the time period I guess wasn't the worst thing, because it allowed me more time to work on my content. I spent more time doing lives every day, looking into more stuff that I can do to improve my content. I was researching more. I was trying to learn more skills as far as flair. I was trying to learn more drinks. I was trying to become better because I had the time to do so now. I wasn't invited out to events, and I wasn't really being talked to as much, and it was kind of nice. And then I was like, you know what, during the day I'm going to respond to messages more. I'm going to respond to comments, I'm going to respond to more DMs, and I started getting real excited again. And then something happened. My account one day just got permanently banned. I didn't know why, but I had a permanent ban, couldn't even appeal, couldn't get in contact with anyone at TikTok, and I went from having something in my life that I was really excited for every day, having nothing. And then the people that were giving me so much hate in my life at the time period seemed as if they could not have been happier. I'm not pointing fingers at all, but I would like to think at this point that they might have been the reason why I was permanently banned. I did make a new account about a week later, which ended up being significantly bigger than the one beforehand. But to this day, I'm still having a hard time finding these original people. They started following me to give me my traction initially, because they don't even know that I made another account. The platform is huge. There's tens of hundreds of millions of people that have TikTok, and some of them just don't see my new content or videos anymore, so it's kind of hard for me to find them. Fast forward 3 months later, I got my original account back. Found out later that I was reported numerous times for nudity and sexual harassment on my lives by numerous accounts, but these accounts were made day of, which is why I was thrown away. And the names of the accounts that reported me were things like Cookem Sucks, You Suck, or just User, whatever, 800 trillion billion, whatever the name might be. So these people made up these assumptions. For the record, every single day I was completely clothed on my videos, on my lives. But someone did this for the sole purpose of just wanting to make me feel bad, to kind of get me canceled, right? And that resonated in my head for a while, and it got really hard to the point where I didn't want to associate with anyone in my real life anymore. So I cut a lot of friends out of my life, a lot of people I talked to every day. I didn't even really talk to my family much anymore after that. And it wasn't because I didn't trust anybody at that period, but it's because I didn't want to be in the position anymore where I could essentially lose everything that made me happy. And at the time period, and a little bit now, the only thing that really makes me happy is the community that I have on TikTok, the friends that I made on TikTok, the people I met. Those are the only things that really make me happy right now. And I'm not sure if that's a good or bad thing. When I cut everybody out, I started to get harassed more, completely zoned out, and I would just be kind of monotone with my day-to-day actions. I mean, I always looked depressed, which I was, but didn't really try to play it off like that. And it got really hard to just wake up in the morning again. And then a couple months later, I was fired from my job. So the main basis of where I got all my content ideas from, the thing that people went out of their way to come see me for, I no longer had. I lost a piece of myself at that point because bartending is the only thing I really knew how to do. I mean, I did it coming right out of college, and that's what was the basis of my content. That's what I was. I was a TikTok bartender. And then you took away the bartender, and I was just TikTok at that point. I don't know. That's kind of weird to think of it like that, but it's true. So I've had a very hard time finding myself again these past few months, and it's been tough for me. And it's all been tough for me because of this platform and what it's turned myself into. It's crazy to think that this is a real thing that's been happening. So if you can take anything from this video, it's this. Reach out to those who you haven't spoken to in a while, and just make sure they're all right. And I'm not saying hey, are you all right? be a friend. Be like, hey, let's go grab some food. Let's go see a movie. Let's go for a walk. And if they happen to want to talk about it, awesome. If not, you're there as a friend because you're their friend. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you.